Hi, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the Keep Up Podcast, episode 4 already. If you could please write in the chat where you are from, that'd be great. We like to see where everyone's tuning in from. First of all, I'm Larissa Schwartz. I'm a PhD student of Professor Tom Yeh, and I'm at CU Boulder, and I'm studying user research and generative AI right now.
Hi, this is Professor Tom Yeh. I'm very happy for you to be here with us today. So I'm just double checking whether we are indeed live. Yes, we are indeed live. Okay, all right. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So Larissa and I, we have this idea of creating a podcast series to share what we learn about generative AI tools. And there's a lot of tools coming out almost like every day. And Larissa has been working really hard to study those tools because she has this very important task or mission uh, initiative at our university to teach those tools, to create new courses to teach those tools to our students. And so she has a lot of experience to share about these tools, and she just finished teaching a semester. This is like, how many times have you taught this, Larissa? It was
I just finished my second time teaching this course. Yes. Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah, so hopefully some of the experiences that Larissa and I had could be beneficial for some of you who are interested in these tools.
Yep. And so, just like Tom said, so each episode, we're going to chat about the top 3 generative AI tools that we recommend using for specific tasks. These are recommendations that are coming from user experiences, specifically in the courses that I taught at the University of Colorado Boulder in generative AI. And today we're going to discuss the recommendations for the top 3 generative AI video tools. Make sure you stay till the end where we will discuss the newest video tool that's just released by Google last week, VO3.
Yeah.
Tom, yeah, what are your thoughts on VO3?
Remember during my Christmas break, I had to post about VO3. So it's less than 6 months ago. Now
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I posted about VO2. Remember, it's less than 6 months of VO3. Things are changing so fast. It's really hard to catch up, keep up. That's why we're creating this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And all right. So, in fact, we just started this running club that for people to run and learn AI tools together. There's a reason I'm in my running gear is that I'm going to run right after this. I set it up for me to run. Larissa going to run tomorrow, right, Larissa?
Yeah, probably tomorrow, sometime this week. But yes, I will get my run in. I got some exercise in this weekend, but I will get my run in this week. So yes.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and so for those who are just joining, are kind of curious whether it's the first time or you have whether you have seen our podcast before. So if it's you have seen our podcast, you're coming back. Thank you so much. Can you type 1 into the chat and to acknowledge that? I kind of want to know whether you are coming back. If you are new, is the first episode you are watching, please type 2 in the chat. Thank you.
And then, yeah, before we get started, we just had a long weekend here. And did you do anything fun this weekend, Tom?
I took my family to on a hike, one of our favorite hike.
Oh, that's great. How was the weather?
It's pretty nice compared to the normal Colorado weather. We tend to be quite dry, but it has been kind of wet and humid.
It
Very,
has. Yeah.
and it's green everywhere. Very unusual.
I know. I know. I was saying that too. I'm like, wow, this is bizarre that everything's green here. So it's
All
been
right.
pretty nice. I actually did some spring skiing this weekend, and then now I can finally hang up my skis. But it was pretty nice. I skied in a t-shirt, which was a lot of fun. So
I see.
a lot of people out and about and just enjoying the nice weather. And my family was here, so it was nice to
All
catch up
right.
with them. So yeah.
Okay. Now I'm seeing people responding. One, if you bank, you've seen our podcast before. Good to see you, Mark. Good to see you, David. And we also have Victor, uh, seeing this for the first time. Good to
Mhm.
see you here too. All right, so we should start. Let's talk
Yeah.
about the first tool. First of all, three tools. What are the first tool?
Well, before we get started on the tool, I'm going to share a little story real quickly. Tom actually connected me with this film festival competition. It was Human vs. AI Film Festival, sponsored by Sparknify, and I can put that in the chat. Basically, the festival, it showcased 14 finalist short films from all over the world. These were created by traditional filmmakers, half generated by AI, and they were judged blindly by an international jury with no knowledge of the creators' identities. I happened to be one of the judges, which was really great. Thank you to Tom for connecting me. And then the results sparked the question, can AI tell stories that feel more human than those made by humans? So what are your thoughts about that, Tom?
Interesting question. So can AI tell stories more human?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I thought about this about the AI creating new stories. Some of the stories are really nice and very interesting, very creative. And
Mm-hmm.
so, and then I also think about the way that I like to read story to my son when, and his favorite story is the Three Little Pigs. How many of you have heard the stories from your parents or even told the story to your children? And probably many of you, right? Larissa, do you know the story I'm referring to? Three
Of
Little
course I
Pigs.
do. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And so AI can write a much better story than the Three Little Pigs, right? Be more creative
Yeah.
but the thing is, my son like to listen me telling the story. I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling the same story like multiple times, but I still feel human in the way. So I guess we kind of have to distinguish between what the story itself. So AI definitely can write better story, but can AI tell the story, how the story is being told, how the story is being experienced? So there's another aspect of storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Like my son like to listen me telling bad stories.
Right.
Yeah, so that's something to think about
Mm-hmm.
the experience, the way that when you talk, are we referring when we say AI telling stories that are better than us, are we referring to the content or are we referring to the way story being told and being shared with people you care about?
Right.
And so
And if anyone has any thoughts on that question, I can rephrase that. And you can put that in the chat. So can AI tell stories that feel more human than those made by humans? So any thoughts that you have, you can put in the chat for that. And the reason why I wanted to start with that is because when I was judging and going through this process and observing the different AI video tools that the talented filmmakers were using, one of the tools actually for music generation was Suno, which is what we talked about last week. And then a lot of them were using Runway. And that is a tool that we are going to talk about right now. And this is a tool that I actually use in my classroom. I used it last year and I've used it this year. And it has really made a lot of improvements, and it's really remarkable about the different changes and all the capabilities of what this tool can do. But basically, what Runway is, if you have not heard of it, it's a video generation image. And you can also generate audio with it as well. There is a free plan, which is really great. So you can try it out. The speed seems to be faster than a lot of the other competitors, which is great. And then professional quality videos, primarily with the language right now is American English. It does have different languages, but like I said, the primary is American English. Text to speech is the generation process. And then I'm going to show an example of image to video. And then you can generate music and soundscapes. And then you can actually preset voices, which is really neat, in 14 different languages. And then the clips right now are 10 seconds. And then, and the only other thing is it is a little difficult. The interface is a little difficult. So you just need to work with it for a bit to understand it a little bit more because of all of the different
Mm-hmm.
like I said, capabilities that it can generate, which is really interesting. And then it does have lip sync functions, which is really
Lip
neat. So
sync.
you
Mm-hmm.
can sync your lips up to the video.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I'll go ahead and show an example of that.
All right, let's see that one example. So this is the example from your student.
Yes.
Okay, let's take a look.
Okay.
All right, I think you're ready.
Yep. Can you see? So the prompt is a text prompt. And this is, oh, I'm sorry. This is the wrong one. Let me show the other one. This is runway, excuse me. This was my image to video. And so this is a still image. And then with this still image, it creates a video, which is really amazing, honestly. So 10 seconds. And so that's the video, which is really interesting because you tied the shoes and then it seems like they're untying the shoes.
Mm-hmm.
But it still is really, really interesting that they can create a video out of a still image, and all of you can do that too. I've actually uploaded my own images before, and it's really kind of creepy when it comes to come to life, especially
What
when
did your
it's
student think about it? How did you teach your student what did they think about it?
Yeah, so it was pretty amazing. Obviously, when this came out, I showed them how to use the image and then have it come to life, and they they thought it was pretty amazing, but also a little creepy when it starts to get personal if you put your personal pictures on there. Same with like your family. So it can generate, these 10-second clips of you
Mhm.
interacting with your family that may never have happened, but it's showing it from an image and it's guessing what the
Mm,
next steps are,
yeah,
or what they think you're
because
doing.
I heard the word creepy. They use creepy a lot, and
Yeah.
funny, and I have not heard the word useful. So other than just having the fun, entertaining, is it has there been a useful use case that you
Yeah,
how do
yeah.
you
Oh,
use it?
absolutely. So this has a lot of capabilities. One of my students actually used this for her final project, and it was a really neat project. But she used all the different capabilities that Runway had, and like I said, there's all sorts of different things that it can do, and it can include sound, and it can include all sorts of different uh, the ways that it's filmed, so different types of views,
Mhm.
scaling in, scaling out, the high quality of the videos. And then yeah, so there's a lot of different avenues you can go down, especially for people that are really into filmmaking. Like I said, these filmmakers that we just reviewed, they're using
Mhm.
this application quite a bit because this is something that is a little bit more intense, but it's still very intuitive for the
Mhm.
user. So once you get the hang of it, it is something that is probably one of the most powerful video generation tools out there right
Okay.
now.
And
Mhm.
it's interesting because your students actually engineering students. They are not filmmakers.
Correct.
So I
Mhm.
found it quite intriguing that you mentioned that used for final project. What kind of final project are you doing in the class? Is this like
Mhm.
their their final
Yeah,
project
so
for something they
so
built?
there were several different final projects. One of the final projects was creating a promotional video for a product, and
Mhm.
so them actually creating a commercial for a specific product, which was really interesting. So something that they created on their own,
Mhm.
and they came up with an invention of some sort
Mhm.
of a social impact company. And so they used Runway to create that,
Mhm.
and then
Mhm.
also in an artistic, abstract way as well, using stop motion, claymation, a lot of different types of movements that could create animations. So that was something that was really interesting that they used as well.
Yeah, I
So
remember I had to do a class project way back when I was a student that I have to
Mhm.
make a demo video and hated it because I'm not a filmmaker. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, my roommate is not a filmmaker. I don't have a filmmaking friend. And one of my classmates probably had a good friend in film that make an amazing video. I think
Yeah, yeah,
anyway,
and the same thing with me. We had to make a lot of videos in college too, but at that time we were using Final Cut Pro and we were using a lot of these different Adobe products. And now these different applications have made this much more easier for filmmakers and creators, especially content creators. So it's been a game changer for sure, and it really has a lot of, like I said, things that you can do that you're like, wow, I really had no idea, or you feel intimidated when you start a video because you don't know where to begin. So it's very intuitive. Mm-hmm.
mhm.
And
Okay.
then the next tool we can talk about, which is something that I actually talked about last year with my students because this was not released yet. And this was released in December of 2024. And this is OpenAI Sora, if anyone has heard of Sora
If you
before.
use Sora, please type
Mhm.
one in the chat. I'm curious how many of you have used it. I have
Yeah,
not.
I'd like to know
I'm
that too.
trying to learn from Larissa today.
Yeah. And Sora is really great as well in terms of the text to video model that was developed by, like I said, OpenAI. You do need a paid subscription to use this, unfortunately, but it does have over 80 languages. So people from all over the world can use this. And then text to speech is also available. And then it's the high quality, like I said, photorealistic videos that are created from Sora with text prompts. Like I said, very user friendly. This is much more user friendly than Runway. And then it also has, you can choose multiple characters. You can actually build out a storyboard to help you visualize your final video, which is really neat. So you can do step by step by step. You can download it as a video, or you can even download it as a GIF, however you want to say it, which is also really neat. It's about I think you can do with the plus, you can do 50 videos a month, and then with the pro, I think you get 500 videos with a bit of a higher resolution. There is no sound in Sora. That is the only downfall with this program. But you can, like I said, you can have watermark free videos, which is really nice. And then the clips can actually be up to, or it can go from 5 to 20 seconds. I think with the Pro, you can possibly get up to 60 seconds. I'm not sure yet if that's been released, but that is one other option. And I can show you an
Mhm.
example of this
I
as
see.
well.
Okay, let's take a look.
And
I
this
know.
one I
Mhm.
accidentally showed you earlier, but
Maybe you
this
should give a little context why every time you ask students to make a video, they like dogs and ski.
Well, first of all, we live in Colorado, so everyone skis here. Not everyone, but a lot of people ski here. And I think almost every single person owns a dog or an animal of some sort in Colorado. So it's always fun to use animals and have them try and do human things, which is really
Hmm.
interesting. So it's kind of fun.
Hmm.
So the text prompt was a dog skiing in the mountains, and this is what we got. Like I said, you can make this into a loop, um, but it's really great. I mean, in terms of uh, realistic
Yeah,
video
I'm curious.
generation,
Is
yeah.
is this how a dog ski?
What'd you say?
Is this how a dog skis for
I
real?
have no idea. My dog does not ski, so I don't know.
Mhm.
But it
I've
is,
seen people carrying a dog here and ski, but
yeah,
yeah.
they can carry it on their chest. But I've never seen a dog ski before, but I
Mm.
would think that I think I've seen a dog skateboard before, but I've not seen a
Mhm.
dog ski. So that's a great question. but yeah, definitely something to check
Mm-hmm.
out.
So definitely the model has the ability to hallucinate a convincing scenario where a dog actually skis.
Right, exactly.
Interesting
And
that
with
instead of putting 4 skis, it's still 2 skis.
right, right, exactly. Well, and the other interesting thing is when we studied this application last year, there were still a lot of hallucinations that were happening within the application that still need to be adjusted. And obviously, things still need to be adjusted, but from where it was to where it is now has made just amazing improvements. And a lot of really interesting content for people within video creation
Mm-hmm.
or anyone that wants to make any sort of video, and they can do this within seconds. It's very, very fast. It
What
did
did your
not take
students think
me,
about
the
it?
scary thing is it did not take me long to generate this video. It
What
was
did they
like,
feel about it, your students? Did they feel excited, positive, overwhelmingly
yeah, they
positive about
feel,
this, or negative about it?
no, they feel really excited about this because a
Mm-hmm.
lot of them have to go in and edit things all the time. And they feel like now they can try and get more of a video that they want from specific angles. And there's a lot of different ways that they can put on their
Yeah,
creator hat
yeah.
and get a video instead of actually going out and trying to shoot a dog skiing on skis. So
Right. So this semester, because you work with mostly engineering students, and they
mhm.
seem to be very positive. I wonder, in the previous semester, when you work with designers and film students, do they have a same level of excitement, or do you feel their career is threatened?
No, they have the same level of excitement. Absolutely. I think, there's a lot of, like I said, a long ways to go with these. So there's still a lot of editing that people and students need to do within the film industry. But it does make it easier. And even with the Adobe products, adding AI as a designer, I would feel that my job as threatened as well. But it's really actually made my job easier, and brainstorming ideas and generating images, and then you can even go in and edit if you know how to use these different products, especially within the Adobe products, which are really nice.
So we should talk about Google VOC, and I'd like
Yeah.
to share with you all a video that one of the members of our AI Run Club
Mhm.
shared, and he made this video because we're trying to encourage each other to learn a new AI tool and also run once. I know it's good for health and also mentally. And he made this video, made me feel like my future career might
So
be
then
threatened.
these
Let's
two
see this
vectors
video
are
together.
used to perform the attention operation. So then
Anyway,
these
so it was a video that he made of Professor Tom Ye explaining self-attention using Excel. And I'm really envious of having such a large screen to show Excel. I don't have access to that large monitor. And he's definitely more good looking, maybe. What do you think? Anyway, so they make me feel slightly threatened. What if AI can just explain everything? What? So maybe it's the filmmaker themselves, they are not threatened, but the people who are making the film out of, such as the instructor. Do you think I need to be worried?
I may be a little worried actually. But it is interesting that you said that. I think this happened last year with a filmmaker, Tyler Perry. Most of you may know who he is, and very, very talented. And he decided to create a film. And then when Sora was released, he decided to scrap his entire production. And now he wants to use AI to create his film, not only to save money, but also with all the different visual capabilities that this program has. He wants to be able to use that. And so I think from the standpoint of people moving into AI, especially with these big production crews, that is something to to be aware of that may be a little nerve-wracking. But other than that, I think right now we're okay. But it is something that may be, a little threatening. So,
All right, I'll take your word. Right now, I'm okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you're okay. And then, we'll talk about VO3. And so those of you that had a chance to try it, like Tom and several of the participants in our running club,
I have not tried it yet. I still have to try it.
Oh, you still have to try it. I'm sorry.
Somebody else make this.
Yeah.
Vikash make it in the club.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
It is a truly remarkable tool. It was just released May 20th, I believe, by Google. And I can show you a quick example of my tool the VO3. Let me know when you're ready. Okay. So this was a 10-second video, and this was done, like I said, by VO3, which is really great, created by Google's DeepMind. It was about 8 to 10 seconds long. Mm-hmm.
I noticed the sound.
Yes, and I was just going to say that. So
the video I just showed, I was speaking.
Yes, you were speaking, and so it's really great. So they have, I believe, they've released this into 71 countries right now. Unfortunately, unless it released today, it's not in India or the UK or the European Union right now, but they have released it to 71 other countries. There's multilingual capabilities, which is fantastic. Sound, which is really great. You can have a dialogue, so you can put in text there. So text to video. It took me a little while to generate this, and not too long, but it was a little longer. And then you can access it through the Gemini application, Google Gemini application, which is fantastic. And then it's part of the Google Flow filmmaking tool, which is really nice. But otherwise, I highly recommend this. This is new. It has sound. There's so many different things that you can work with, and it's very, very user friendly. So if you have this, I would check it out and try and experiment with it and see what you think. And my prompt, the video that I showed you was, I wrote 3 children sailing on a sailboat in Oslo, Norway. And it was pretty remarkable. I mean, it looked very spot on. So I was very excited about that.
And then we have people sharing their experiences in our club. And somebody mentioned that they used the prompt kids and then triggered the policy violation. So I guess children are fine, but kids are not fine.
Very interesting. Yeah, I guess the way that you phrase it, that is very interesting. So, is there anything else that you would like to add today, Tom?
Pace, when do you think we'll see VO4?
Oh my gosh.
Maybe next week?
Probably tomorrow. That's a great question. Well, how long did it take for VO3 to come out after VO2? 6 months?
6 months, right?
Yeah. So probably another 6 months, I'm thinking. So, it should be. I mean, like I said, everything's changing, and all these applications are trying to stay up to date and keep up with each other. And so it is definitely a race to see who can make it to the top for these video applications, which is, really, like I said, really, really taken off over the last year, changed immensely. It's only given more and more people a voice within video creation and content creation, especially people working within social media. And it's really taking off. So
sounds good. Okay. I think it's about time. At our 30 minutes mark. Yeah.
All right, great. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And remember, don't fall behind the AI race. And we'll see you next time. We are going to have a new running guide special guest, Susan Adams, who will be joining us in our next podcast. So
and I gotta go run run right now, and
Yes.
so we have a really good active group of this run club. If you want to join, it's invitation only. You could type "keep up" in the chat, and then we'll DM you the way to join this club.
Great.
Keep
All
up.
right.
Just type "keep up" in the comment.
Have a great run, Tom, and
Okay, thank you. You
everyone
too.
enjoy your day. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining.
Okay. Bye
Okay.
bye. Until next time.
Bye.